There's a secret most people overlook when it comes to connection. It's not built through perfection, appearance, or charm. It's built through presence. You don't need a rehearsed line or an ideal moment to make someone feel close to you. What you need is intention, awareness, and the courage to be real. If you want to connect deeply with a female friend or anyone in just 3 minutes, start by shifting your focus. Stop trying to impress her and start trying to understand her. Connection doesn't happen when you talk the most. It happens when you listen the best. When you give someone your full attention, your eyes, your silence, your empathy, you communicate something rare. I see you. And in a world full of distractions, that's magnetic. The first minute is presence. Put your phone away. Make eye contact. Let your body language say you matter right now. Presence is the foundation of all trust. The second minute is curiosity. Ask a question that makes her think not about facts, but about feelings. What inspires you lately? What's been on your mind these days? These are simple words, but they open deep doors. The key is to listen. Really listen without jumping in with your own story. The third minute is observing her signals. How to read body language. Authenticity. Don't filter yourself to sound perfect. Be honest. Vulnerability doesn't weaken you. It connects you. When you show that you're comfortable being genuine, you invite the same from her. That's when friendship transforms into something meaningful. Not because you forced it, but because you allowed it. Connection is not about time. It's about depth per second. You can spend hours with someone and never reach their heart. Or you can spend 3 minutes and leave a lasting impression of warmth, trust, and respect. Connection begins with one simple, often forgotten principle: presence. In a world filled with constant notifications, divided attention, and endless distractions, presence has become rare. Yet, it is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. When you give someone your full attention, you're not just listening with your ears. You're listening with your eyes, your body, your silence, and your energy. Presence communicates a message more powerful than words. You matter right now. To be present means to pause everything else. The mental noise, the assumptions, the urge to respond, and to truly see the person in front of you. It's not about waiting for your turn to speak. It's about being curious about what's being said. Presence is both a discipline and a form of respect. It shows maturity, conversation techniques, words that create interest, empathy, and emotional intelligence. It turns an ordinary conversation into a moment of genuine connection. Most people crave attention, but what they're really longing for is presence. Attention can be shallow. The presence is deep. Attention can be temporary. Presence lingers. When someone feels that you are fully there, not distracted, not judging, their guard lowers, their heart opens, and trust begins to form. In those moments, the relationship shifts from surface level to soulful. Practicing presence requires awareness. Put away your phone. Make eye contact. Let your mind be still enough to absorb not just words, but tone, body language, and emotion. When you do that, you create a safe space where honesty thrives. True connection is never built on the quantity of time spent, but on the quality of your attention. 3 minutes of full presence can do more for a friendship than 3 hours of half-hearted conversation. When you master presence, you unlock the deepest form of connection, one that feels effortless, real, and unforgettable. Curiosity is the invisible bridge that connects two hearts. It's what turns conversation into connection and friendship into understanding. When you approach someone with genuine curiosity, you're saying, I want to know who you really are. It's not about collecting facts or feeling silence. It's about uncovering depth. True curiosity is rooted in empathy, not interrogation. It's about being interested, not intrusive. When speaking to a female friend, curiosity shows up in how you listen, how you ask, and how you respond. Most people talk to be heard. Few talk to understand. You build trust when you stop assuming and start exploring. Ask questions that invite reflection. Questions that let subtle gestures, nonverbal cues that spark chemistry. Her express not just what she does, but why she does it. What makes you feel most alive? Or what's something you've been thinking about lately? Simple words, but powerful in meaning. They tell her you care about her inner world, not just her surface. Curiosity also requires patience. It's not about rushing to the next topic or turning the focus back on yourself. It's about holding space, allowing silence when needed, showing genuine interest, and listening without judgment. That's how people feel safe enough to be authentic. When someone feels understood, they feel valued. And that feeling being truly seen and heard is what creates lasting connection. Curiosity transforms ordinary conversations into sacred exchanges of trust and respect. It dissolves walls, builds emotional intimacy, and reveals shared humanity. So if you want to connect deeply in minutes, replace your need to impress with a desire to learn. Ask, listen, reflect, and care. The more curious you are about someone's heart, the more they'll want to let you in. Because curiosity isn't just interest, it's love in motion. Authenticity is the heartbeat of real connection. It's the courage to show up as you are, unfiltered, imperfect, and genuine. So many people spend their energy trying to impress others, rehearsing words, or hiding flaws behind confidence. But what truly draws people in isn't perfection. It's honesty. When you stop performing and start being real, you invite others to do the same. Authenticity gives permission for openness, and openness is where trust begins. Being authentic doesn't mean oversharing or trying to prove sincerity. It means being honest in how you think, feel, and respond. If something touches you, say it. If you gear the mindset shift, confidence and presence matter most. Don't know something? Admit it. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's strength under control. It takes far more courage to say, "This is me," than to pretend you have it all together. In friendship, authenticity creates emotional safety. When your female friend senses that you're genuine, that your kindness, your curiosity, and your words come from truth, she relaxes. People can feel when your energy is real. They open up because they know they don't need to perform around you either. Authenticity also means aligning your actions with your words. It's not about saying what sounds right, but living what is right. Consistency builds credibility over time. That's what makes people trust you, respect you, and feel drawn to your presence. In a world obsessed with image, being real is revolutionary. When you embrace your humanity, your flaws, your awkwardness, your sincerity, you remind others that connection isn't about perfection. It's about being human together. That's what makes moments meaningful. Authenticity doesn't just attract people, it heals them. Because deep down, we all crave one thing: to be loved. Not for our masks, but for our truth. Depth and connection is not measured by time, but by truth. You can talk to someone for years and never truly know them. Or you can share 3 minutes of sincerity and feel like you've known them your whole life. Meaningful connection isn't about how long you speak. It's about how deeply you're willing to go. When presence, curiosity, and authenticity come together, they create a moment that transcends time. Depth happens when conversation moves beyond surface-level topics into what truly matters: feelings, dreams, fears, and values. Real-life examples applying techniques naturally. It's when both people drop their guard and meet as equals, not performers. In that space, trust forms naturally. The heart begins to open, not because it's pushed, but because it feels safe. That's when you realize how powerful a few honest minutes can be. We live in a world obsessed with quantity. More followers, more texts, more interactions, but the soul doesn't respond to more. It responds to real. A few words spoken with care can heal more than 1,000 spoken without intention. When you give someone your full presence, listen with genuine curiosity, and respond with authenticity, you create something unforgettable, a human moment. This kind of depth doesn't require effort. It requires attention. It's about being emotionally awake, noticing the small things, the tone in her voice, the sparkle in her eyes when she talks about what she loves, the pause between her words. These are the places where connection lives. In just 3 minutes, when your heart and mind are truly engaged, you can create an imprint that lasts, because depth doesn't demand time, it demands truth. And truth, when shared openly, has the power to turn ordinary moments into extraordinary connections. In the end, connection is summary and action steps, practice and results. Not about strategy. It's about sincerity. It's about showing up with full presence, leading with curiosity, speaking with authenticity, and valuing depth over duration. When you learn to truly listen, when your focus shifts from being interesting to being interested, you unlock the kind of bond that time alone can create. Real relationships are built in moments, not milestones. They grow from the courage to be real, the willingness to understand, and the desire to make another person feel seen and valued. Only takes a few intentional minutes to remind someone that they matter. And those moments can change both of you forever. So, don't underestimate the power of a genuine exchange in a world that often feels disconnected. Your presence can be the calm in someone's chaos. Your curiosity, the doorway to understanding, and your authenticity, the invitation to trust. Depth is never about how long you know someone. It's about how real you're willing to be. When you approach every interaction with honesty, empathy, and attention, you don't just build friendships, you build connection that lasts. And sometimes that connection can begin in just 3 minutes flat.